Productivity tip number one, the 80-20 rule. I love using this rule. It's the linchpin to my success, and it's also known as the Pareto principle. So to give you a little bit of an idea of how this works, the 80-20 rule says 20% of your inputs is 80% of your output. So you only use about 20% of your work that drives you to your end goal. So the first thing you need to do to understand how to use this rule is to know what your end goal is. So I want you to write down on a sheet of paper, just right at the top, my end goal for my job is blank. And then fill in the blank. What is the thing that gets your work done? What is that end product that you're sending out to customers or you're getting your job done? Write that down now. The second thing you need to do is you're going to take a sheet of paper every day for 5 days. So maybe start today and just write down at the top of your page today's tasks. And then as you do a task every day today, write it down on that sheet of paper. Don't do anything else, just write it down. If you make a phone call that's a sales call, write that down. If it's a call to IT, write that down. If it's an email to a boss, just giving them an update on a project, write it down. Just keep all those tasks on a sheet of paper. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take those at the end of the week and review them. So the third thing you'll do is on a Saturday or a Sunday, just set an hour aside and look at all 5 of those sheets of paper. You're going to do 3 things with these sheets of paper. You are going to take a check mark to put next to the things that directly contribute to your end goal. You're going to put a dash next to things that are part of your workflow that you can't get rid of, but you need to do for your job. You're going to put a dash next to those things. And then if there's anything that you put on there that are tasks that don't relate to your end goal and they don't really need to be done with your job, just circle those. Do that for each sheet of paper. Lastly, what you're going to do is you're going to take another sheet of paper and you're going to put a line about a third of the way down, turn it into landscape, put a line a third of the way down. On the small side, put 20%, and on the big side, put 80%. And you're going to put these at the top of the page. And now you're going to take everything you put a check mark next to and put it into the 20% work. Everything you had a dash, put it into the 80% work. And if those things with circles around them are really things you don't need to do at work, you're not going to add them to the list, and you're going to stop doing those. What you'll do with this sheet is you're going to clean it up a little bit and then hang it in your workspace the following week. So a week from now, you're going to put this in your workspace and you're going to focus on the 20% work. Because when you start doing that, you're going to start getting to your end goal more quickly, more efficiently, and more often. And with that 80% work, that's all going to fall in behind the 20% work. Because you still have to do those. Those are things your job wants you to do or just tasks you need to do. But once you start doing the 20% work first, the 80% can fall in the rest of the day. And like I said, you'll start to see you getting to your end goal more often. You'll start to see success at work. You'll start to get done with your work on time or even early. And that's the key to the 80-20 rule, is that 20% work is going to drive the rest of your work all day long, and it's going to impact your productivity. I'll put a link in the comments below for you to be able to check out a post on my blog that shares a little bit more about this. And also a link to my book, Productivity Success, which will just give you a little bit more insight into this habit. It's a whole chapter all to itself, but also give you a foundational system to your productivity. So I hope you enjoyed productivity tip number 1, and stick around next week. We'll do another tip and hopefully be able to get more done for you and help you experience productivity success at work and at home. Thanks so much, and we'll see you soon.